Hello, YouTubers. This is John the Restorer. I am working on this cedar chest today, and I've already polished this. It's a beautiful piece, I think from the 1940s, and there's a clock on it that I'll be trying to revive. It doesn't work. It is a plug-in clock. It's got a cord in the back, so the mirror is cracked on it. So I've taken this out, so I'll disassemble and see if it needs cleaning or whatever. So let's get on with it. All right, I've taken this clock out, and let's see. Looks like it's got the 4 screws back there that are holding it. So we'll just take those out and take the plate off, then see what we have behind there. Okay, let me take those screws out. All right, I'm taking the screws off, and they're right there. There's 4 of them, and so you just have to take this wooden piece off, and that's what you have back here. It tells me where the clock is made. Let's see. Middlebury Electric Clock Corporation, Chicago, Illinois, made in USA. Okay, and time set. All right. I'm happy that I can read all this. Sometimes the clock is too old and it's hard to make out what's written back on the plate. So a lot of information is helpful. All right, so let's move this plate and then see what's underneath, and hopefully we can get this clock running. It's been a while, I think, maybe about since like 70s. It hasn't run since 70s, maybe 60s, who knows. So all right, let me just take the plate off. All right, the plate is off, and right there, see a bunch of gears there. Looks like that's I'm not sure if it's a transformer or if it's like a power supply, but and it seems like there are those connections right there. So, and then if you look at the wire here, the wire seems to be in good shape, and this the wall hugger or connector, that's good shape too. Oh, it's General Electric. That's cool, interesting. Just turn it the other way. General Electric made great stuff. Even nowadays, all my air conditioners are General Electric, and they didn't give me any trouble. I had them for years. All right, so one reason that this clock stopped working, because as you can see, a lot of dust and it's filthy inside. So we're gonna try to clean it, and then might have to oil it and see if it will come back to life. I'm hoping. There was something I wanted to mention here. On the plate, you can see there are those 2 pivot points. They have to be cleaned and oiled, and for cleaning purposes, especially an electronic clock, I just use this Johnson's quick drying electronics cleaner. It works pretty good. And then to oil the pivot points, I'm using 3-in-1 multi-purpose oil. You can just buy it at AutoZone for about $4 or Walmart, but this stuff is really good. Okay, so for those pivot points, before these gears right here, and before you take a clock like that apart, it's a good idea to take a picture of the gears arrangement. Then of course you have to take these gears off the way they are arranged, then clean clean underneath them and then put them back in the same order they were in. Okay, so let me just go ahead and do that. Alright, so I'll just take one of them apart one by one. This one comes off. And we can just take this one off here. Okay. Take this off. You can see those gears are filthy. Sorry about the focus here. Okay, that be down. All right. I think these are just fixed to the clock's hand, so we'll just leave those alone and just try to clean them right where they're at. The bottom, it looks a little cleaner, but there's a lot of dust in there. All right, and the gears that I took off, it's like a wooden gear. It's got a metal gear attached to it. Oh wow, this is in very dirty condition. Of course your clock won't run if you don't service it or clean it and lubricate it. The other gears are not as bad, but still a good cleaning would be just right in order to get this going. All right, so I'll return as soon as I clean these. Then we'll just put these gears back. Okay, before I started cleaning this, I wanted to take a closer look after I took most of the gears off. And if you guys can see, there's still quite a bit gears in there, but that's mainly just for the main handles for the clock. And so there's quite a bit of dirt in there, which on this place you have to have an electronic cleaner with a spray on it, because you possibly can't take a piece of cloth or anything to just get in there, and you can't really take those gears out. So let me just and as I said, this actually moves right here. This, just turn this, it's actually moving, so there is movement and the hands are moving. So just a cleaning at this point. All right, let me just go ahead and take a spray cleaner, electronic cleaner spray on it. All right guys, I'm back after cleaning all these gears. They're looking much better now, and yep, definitely cleaner, better. And I've cleaned the plate too, and around that, those pivot points, I wasn't really using much of the cleaner because this is made out of wood here, so I just didn't want to soak it much. So just to go around it with like tissue paper. A lint-free would be better. Okay, and then we could just I also cleaned the inside of this, and I just didn't spray on this one because that's the power supply, looks like it, so I wasn't sure if it just affected somehow, but the gears were clean and the bottom of that is clean. So all right, so what I'm going to do is just try to put those gears back in the order they were installed before, then see if this thing will run. And I did find out new information about the history on the clock here. It was purchased in 1936 to 37, and it proves here, because if you see this plastic gear here, the rest of them are metal, but this is plastic. That's wooden there. I had another clock I was working on, and it was from the 30s, and it had plastic gear like that in there too. So that just confirms that this is from the 30s, 1936 or 37. So All right, let's just, I'm excited to put this back again, and hopefully it'll run. All right, I'll return once I put those gears back in that clock. Right, before, I forgot to mention something. Before I put the gears back in, so you can see right there, those two pivot points in there. Okay, let me see if you guys can see. Yeah, they are right two in there on that wooden piece, and I think they are like looks like they're gold rivets or silver rivets. Yes, I cleaned those, and they look pretty clean, but just would have to just lubricate those two, and those are the ones that the gears will sit in, and then the other end of those will be on these pivot points, and just have to oil those two, and any other pivot points that your gears will be on, so it runs smooth. Right now the cleaning is all done, so just the oiling those pivot points is the most important part at this point. Okay, okay, let's just get those gears going. All right, there's one thing I wanted to show. To oil those pivot points, I just use one of these screwdrivers, very small like this, and you could just put some oil on this, and then just put the oil right in there. That'd be just perfect. All right, and now before this just I wanted to show, so I found this an easy way to be able to oil those pivot points. Okay. Right, guys, there was one thing I wanted to clarify when I was showing you guys how to oil the pivot points. These are not the pivot points. These are just the rivets that are holding this metal piece in, and these holes here are the pivot points, so you could just oil those. And right here, this one, the same thing over here. Okay, just wanted to clarify that. Thanks.